So this project was a departmental study that I did with John Pickle, and Demons also helped out. And there are three primary aspects. The first one is the hydroponics behind me. The second one is the food justice posters, the educational posters. And then the third aspect is researching into the food system and where the CA sources its food, especially with the meat. My interest in agriculture and just like food justice in general really stemmed from mountain school. I got there and I was working on a farm, so I harvested like 500 potatoes in a day. And we'd also have this thing called farm seminar, where we would not only learn like the workings of a farm, but also methods of farming, more sustainable and less sustainable. So we learned about soil, and we learned about dairy, and then the last part, and like farm workers' rights, and one of the last subjects was food justice. And some reason that really latched on. And so when I got back to CA and I had this newfound interest, I talked to John Pickle about it, and that's kind of where this project stemmed from.
I've worked with her in several capacities, but she just lit up with this project as far as incredibly enthusiastic.
So the UFO is first of all, it's a hydroponic system that we actually got from a company called Foodies, and then John Pickle and I designed, along with Demons, the light tower surrounding it. And there was a lot of kind of thought going into it, and Demons did most of the building. I helped out with the initial like structure, and most of it was researching like what makes the have most access to light, and how do we make light so it doesn't escape, and what is the most efficient use of the energy that we're using. And that just was researching like NASA articles, and Cornell did this whole hydroponics greenhouse, so I was researching that, and just trying to come up with something that would make the plants grow at the most efficient rate for the least amount of money.
The lighting just floors me. You know, incandescent light, you know, is 80% inefficient of what it creates. You know, only 20% is useful in the visible light. Everything else was in the infrared. Whereas LEDs, so much more of the electricity gets generated into light itself and not other forms of energy. And we can tune now the wavelength so that it really maximizes the efficiency of photosynthetic response. That's just amazing. And then Miranda brought, you know, an incredible wealth of knowledge, working with experts from her internship, so that she did more than hit the ground running. She was like, you know, a couple tracks ahead of me, and I was just trying to catch up.
Yeah, so the reaction from the community at first was, what is this light coming from the basement of CA Labs? That was a huge one. And that actually, also in John Pickle's classrooms, getting students to ask, what is this thing? So that was the initial obvious visible light, being like, what is this? And then when I first put up the educational posters, I think people started learning. I got a lot of people coming up to me and be like, not only are those really aesthetically pleasing, but that's really cool. Like, I never knew that. So that was cool for me, and I think for John too, to see that reaction happen.
The school in general has been really behind this, I think, for a variety of reasons. I saw kids' eyes just open up, like, how lettuce is supposed to taste like this? It's supposed to be this rich tasting? So that's not as necessary as humorous, but as powerful. Like, that's what real high quality food tastes like. You know, fresh off, quote, the farm. The
most fun part has definitely been harvesting them, because I come in early in the morning, and I come in, I play my music, and I harvest everything. And it doesn't take that long because it's not a very big system. But I think the best part is walking up to the stoop vac with like 3 huge tubs of greens, and people just be like, oh, there she is again, there's the plant girl, like, and I give them to I like know the kitchen staff a lot better now, and I give them to Dolly, and it's a cool feeling knowing that you're like somehow related to how the school feeds students. Like, that's just a cool idea to me, at least. So that's been really, really fun. Yeah.
My hope for the school has always been having the students participate in supporting the school, and not by, you know, I don't mean by just working for it, but by really doing things that benefit the school. And I think this is one of the best ways to do it, both for understanding and, you know, the food cycle, but then on your own, you're going to carry that wherever you go, oh, I'll be a better consumer of high quality food. I'll know how to do it on my own. I mean, it's a fabulous. In my mind, it's one of the perfect learning experiences. You know, you're not just handing something off to. You know, not just doing a test. You know, and that's one of the things Miranda. You know, there were no tests here, but she had her standard that she wanted to meet, and you know, her working toward that. That's like the best of the best of any learning environment, because that's what you carry on in life. You know, you should never be going to someone else's standards. It's got to be to your standards, and they better be high enough that you know you're going to succeed.
Even though CA is structured like any high school with different classes and whatever, you still find a way to make it interdisciplinary. And I think that's incredibly important, because it's not like you go into the world and you have one subject and then you have another subject and so on and so forth. You need to be interdisciplinary in order to go out into the world. And I think CA is one of those schools that fosters it and encourages it. It's learning how you learn, and it's learning in a creative way. So designing your own course and trying to follow it through, it takes a lot of determination and creativity, and I think that is ultimately what you're trying to do in a departmental study, is trying to integrate different things into your life that you're interested in and follow it through and be able to pursue something in a class, but like outside the classroom.
So many good things have happened because of Miranda's efforts, in part through the school. I mean, you know, through Shauna and Don Kingman and Rick, you know, getting behind this, but also she's inspired a number of other students to push forward with this and talk to her and think about their future, as well as trying to influence CA's future.
The hope in the long term may be to have a hydroponic greenhouse one day, but for now, I think it's enough that people are aware that there is a sort of sustainable agriculture, and that they know where their food comes from a little bit better, and they're more aware of that in general.
Well, I have to sing Miranda's praises. I mean, I've worked with a number of students in independent projects, and very few people can do as much as she's done in that sort of time and consistently throughout a semester and beyond, which to me speaks volumes of her. Yes, we have quite strong students, but even among those, I really think Miranda's outstanding. So.
Excellent.
It's on film. Quick, delete it! No. No, I really do hope you've done some really outstanding work.